Hey guys, Abram here back again with another video, and today, or I should say tonight really, depending on the time I upload this, Home Depot's lineup actually just got leaked, and I'm not 100% sure if these are all true or not, but I am pretty sure that most of these are actually like real items that are going to be sold at Home Depot for 2022. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the lineup. So first, what we have here is this huge giant pumpkin stack. Now this was actually seen in one of the photos at Transworld next to the werewolf. This is basically just a ginormous pumpkin stack of, I believe, 5 pumpkins, if I'm counting correctly. And basically, it just lights up. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to make sounds or not, but I do know that it is going to be very, very large, very tall, and it does light up. Now, the animatronic that everybody's been talking about recently is the 10-foot tall werewolf animatronic that is going to be sold at Home Depot for sure. This is a for sure real animatronic. We have seen it in photos. Now, from what I've heard, this animatronic is actually going to move. It is not a 12-foot tall like the 12-foot skeleton or pumpkin monster. This is a 10-foot tall werewolf, but it is an actual animatronic. It makes sounds. It howls. The head lifts up from what I heard. So it is a full-on moving animatronic. It is really, really cool. I don't know if it's going to beat Mr. Howl, but it is definitely a very, very impressive prop. Next up, we have a very interesting one, a very cartoonish one, and I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be, but it's some kind of like kind of goblin creature. Kind of looks like Shrek in a way, but he's basically just this green goblin type of character, holding some kind of skeleton in a sack thing. I'm not 100% sure what he does, but I'm very excited to see him in person, just because of how confusing I think he is. Like I said, I have no clue what he is exactly, what he does or what he says, so I'm very anxious to see this one in person. Now we have a little bit of a smaller one, not necessarily a life size, but still one I wanted to mention. This is a pumpkin, like just a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern with green lights inside. We've seen this in the past before, but now I guess they redone it, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I just wanted to kind of mention that one. And speaking of pumpkins, we do have a kind of re-costume of the pumpkin twins. So these were pretty cool last year. Although I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but I did think that they were all right. But now they have actually redesigned the costume on them. So instead of looking like normal Scarecrow kids, they actually have Halloween costumes on. The boy being a skeleton and the girl being a witch. We did see these in the photo, but we didn't see the full costume. So now that we can actually see what they look like, I do say that I like them a lot. I probably like them more than the original even. Now we have one of my favorites, and the only reason it's one of my favorites is because of how strange it just is. The detailing on this one is incredible. I'm not entirely sure on what it's supposed to be either. It's obviously some kind of crawling skeleton, but it just looks really, really weird. From the looks of it, it looks like it might have like LED eyes, or not LED eyes, sorry, like the digital eyes, the screen digital eyes, like the 12-foot skeleton, all the new props. So that's really, really cool. I'm not sure if it's going to have a whole lot of animation. It probably won't. Maybe just some mouth movement, but the detailing on it is incredible. The face, to me, looks a lot like the Crypt Keeper. So that's really, really cool. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what this is or how much it's going to go for. It does look to be a little bit more of like a tabletop, but then again, it could be a huge skeleton for all we know. Now is one of the more strange ones, probably one of my more least favorites, which is surprising to me because I am a big fan of scarecrows. They're my all-time favorite Halloween, I guess, monster, if you want to call it that. This scarecrow, on the other hand, though, I'm not really getting too excited for it. It looks to be very similar to what they've had in the previous years for 2020 and 2021, with the scarecrow where the arm would move out. I forgot what that one was called, like Inferno Scarecrow or something. Looks to be kind of similar to that, except just it's a lot less toned down in like the withering and of the scarecrow. It looks more neat. It still has that rib cage, and the face is just really bland and uninteresting. So I'm not the biggest fan of this one. Next up, we have this Reaper. It's basically just another kind of generic Reaper. I don't like this one as much as the Inferno Reaper from last year. I much prefer that one. Although this one isn't bad. One thing I actually really like about this one though is the scythe that it has. The scythe is very unique. I love the way it's kind of like curved and just really warped looking. It is a very cool like effect. It looks incredibly tall. So I'm really excited to see this one. This one might have servo motors too, so it might just be like a redesign of the Inferno's Reaper, but I guess we'll just have to see in stores. Now we have some kind of like skeleton with like a wine bottle or something. This one is one I'm not too excited for, but it is a very interesting concept. So basically, what it is some kind of like skeleton bartender dude pouring in some wine to a cup. Now, this has some like wine trickling down effect into the cup, which is actually a pretty cool idea. But it's definitely not something that I'm into. But I could see some people buying this. I feel like this prop would go especially good with the uh I forgot what that skeleton was called from Morris Costumes this year with the suit on a little hat. But I can definitely see it fitting in with that kind of theme of like maybe a more upper class, richer type people. I don't know. But it's a really funny and interesting concept. It might be one of the cheaper ones this year. It doesn't look like he's gonna move a whole lot, but I am pretty excited to see him. Now we have probably my least favorite one of the bunch, and that is a witch. This is a very generic witch. I don't have too much to say about her. We get this kind of type of witch every single year, basically. She just has green skin, the little pointy top hat. She doesn't seem to move a lot from what I can just tell already, so she's probably is going to be one of the cheaper ones for Home Depot this year. Um, but yeah, she's basically just a generic witch with light up eyes. I again don't know any of the product sayings or the pricing, but I'm assuming she's not going to be too extravagant. Now we have one of my favorites, surprisingly. Now, I'm not the biggest clown person, but this clown I actually really like the design of a lot. Um, I'm not 100% sure if this one's real or not. The face is kind of getting me confused because the face kind of looks like a mask, just like a normal Halloween mask. It doesn't necessarily fit in with the whole outfit, I think, but I think it still looks really cool and creepy. So it's basically this like almost vintage looking clown with this trench coat thing going on with a flower in his hand. So, or a couple of flowers in his hands. Very interesting concept. I like the idea a lot. I like the little hat he has on. Very excited to see this one. Now we have another one of my favorites. This one is very cool and impressive. And this is this like floating ghost thing. Now my guess already is that it's some kind of rising prop just by the way it looks. It looks like it'll start rising up. Probably won't rise like Mr. Dark or anything fast like that. Um but I think it'll definitely have like a slow rising effect. And the lights on this one look really cool. It has like this purpley blue kind of effect to it. So this one is definitely one I'm super duper excited for. I'm not sure how tall it is though. If I had to take a guess, it would probably get anywhere from like 8 to 9 feet tall whenever it's at its full height though. So pretty close to the size of Mr. Dark, I'm guessing. Next up, we don't. This is not necessarily like an actual animated prop, but it is a giant spider. So I'm a big fan of like spiders and the arachnids. So I'm very excited to see this one in person. If this one's even one that is in stores. Now I do know that Costco actually had one very similar to this last year, but this one looks to have actual fur on it. So I'm very interested to see on what it looks like in person. And now going along with the creepy little creatures, we have this ginormous king cobra. Now I'm pretty sure they had something similar to this a while ago. Maybe it was like a dragon or another snake or something. But I'm pretty sure we haven't ever seen a king cobra before. Um, this actually looks pretty cool. The detailing on this is really nice. So is the paint job. And I love the fact that the eyes actually do glow. That is very cool. Now for probably my least favorite or second least favorite one, it is a wizard. Now, just like the witch, this one is extremely generic. It's your basic wizard in a robe with a ball in his hand and a staff. There's not too much to say about this one. I'm not a huge fan of the cloak being all purpley and blue. kind of looks like he's wearing a fruit roll up on him, not gonna lie. And I do like the staff though. The staff is really cool. It's really, really detailed looking, and I like the little blue crystal-y look on the top of it. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I do want to give thanks to Spooky Guy 444. This I got the photos from his channel. Actually, I'm not sure where the photos originally came from though, but I do know that I got them from his channel. So, I'll give credit to him. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.